What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year.
I feel like today being a Sunday really throws me off a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie, because I was like, wait a minute, today is Sunday. We actually kicked this show off with a brand new year, 52 Sundays after this, or 51 Sundays after this, on the actual 1st of January. Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Did you have a good holiday?
Man, I did. Real quick, we are live from the studio here in Windsor Heights. I almost forgot it that quick. That's crazy. In the studio in Windsor Heights, this space is available for private events and for bookings. If you want to book this space, please reach out to Lauren at 515-996-0326. Again, the number is 515-996-0326. This space is available for private events and bookings. Yes. She also does pictures, so I know.
She hooked both of us.
Yeah, we did the picture thing, and that was pretty dope. I liked them a lot. How was y'all Christmas?
Relaxing. I got sick off and on from Christmas until now. Not contagious sick. No, not contagious. But I think it was just God telling me to settle down and calm myself down because I'm always so busy.
Yeah, what else he do?
Shut up.
When people say sick now, everybody looks different now. You're like sick?
COVID.
It's like, wait,
I don't have COVID. I tested negative.
But something is going around.
Definitely.
Something is definitely going around. You know, Eli was in the hospital and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he got it in the beginning of everybody getting it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was wild too. And then, you feel bad as a parent because it's like, man, what did I do for this to happen? Yeah.
Nothing. It's just everybody else. I was like, everybody.
It was
sick.
our stupid weather though. How it dropped to negative 11, then shot right back up to 45, 50 degrees. Our body's like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, our weather.
I would encourage everybody to go get a medicine ball from Starbucks.
Yes, because we can still call it that here. I was out of state. Where was I at? Somewhere, and I asked them for a medicine ball today, and they were like, you can't call it, we don't call it that here. And I'm like, well, what is it called? And I can't remember what they said, but they was like, no, you can't say it that because we're not doctors, so we can't call it a medicine ball tea. So I was like, oh. So then when I got back here, I said, do y'all still call it a medicine ball tea? They was like, yeah, we do. So I don't know what that was all about.
They got ran out at the Starbucks by my house because everybody's sick.
Yeah.
So they're requesting it.
And people get them. I think they work. I think there's something in there that makes you feel better. So
it's that herbal mixed with that lemon and ginger.
And peppermint.
Yeah. And honestly, man, let's be honest, we can heal ourselves. The medicine isn't necessarily designed to heal us. It's just designed to make you feel better about what's going on. It never addresses the actual root cause of what's going on. But these herbs and these oils and these different things, they actually get down into your body, into what's actually going on, and it treats what's happening. You know what I mean? That's why they used to say, hey, you had diabetes, drink some cranberry juice, right?
Right. Yep.
Drink some cranberry juice, let the cranberries do what they supposed to do, and then go back to the doctor.
Remember Grandma and them back in the day, they was making hot toddies around this time.
All kinds of stuff to help you.
They barely got as sick as we get.
Because they knew what to do to kind of the winter's coming, so let me combat this with all of these different things.
But remember how the world was created, though, is that, the plants and the herbs and all of that is what we use. Well, tell me quickly, y'all do New Year's resolutions?
No. I raise my son.
I changed my mindset. I reset my mindset every year, but I don't really hold myself to certain because things change.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just want to continue to focus on, my family and my business and, different things like that and just stay focused.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of what church is going to look like in 5 years. Because this whole the way I saw New Year's go this year, I don't know what church is going to look like in 5 years.
Really?
It's going to be quite an interesting thing.
You can't say that to a church girl here. That you just said that, and now my whole mind is I need to hear more. So we're gonna have to do a show or talk a little bit about that because this church girl who's heavy in her faith, you just can't tell me church is gonna change in 5 years and go from what I've seen. And Madison just told me we got 2 minutes, so we're gonna have to unpack that, or maybe a minute now. So we're gonna have to unpack that a little bit more. But I need to hear more about that.
This is why I don't do New Year's resolutions. And churches come out with these new themes and stuff. to get people excited. And I don't know what church is gonna look like in 5 years.
Well, this girl over here, I tell you right now, I don't do resolutions, but there are things that I want for myself. For this year, it is to lose weight. It's my biggest thing that I'm up against this year is my weight. I need to be healthier, so I got me a little app going on here. I'm telling you all so you can hold me accountable.
What's the app?
It's Noom. I tried it. I've been seeing it forever. It's a Noom app, and I like it because...
Is that the one that does the meal planning and stuff?
Well, it kind of takes you through a little bit of everything, yeah, but it's the psychology piece of losing weight. So I'm a person that likes to know the science behind stuff and what the research says, and this takes me through all of it. So this day two, but it takes me through tons of articles. You know, it helps me kind of get into the mindset of why I log what I eat, and then it tells me like, this is the calorie range I need to stay into. It's told me how much weight I could lose from now until the end of the year. So right now, that's what I'm using. I'm not telling you all to go out and try the Noom app, but for me, everything that else I've tried so far has just always been what you can't have, what you can't have, what you can't have. This approach is more of the psychology piece, and it's telling me you can have whatever you want, but if you don't stay in this range, the science says you might not lose the weight, but if you exercise, you give yourself a little bit more leeway. So I'm telling everyone to hold me accountable. I'm looking forward to losing some weight by Juneteenth and losing more after that, but that's my thing. I need to be a little healthier.
I would lose weight if I had a wife.
I see your post. Rob is looking for a wife and wants another kid.
You want a wife and a baby?
I do.
By what, 2025?
I'll take 2024 if we can make it happen.
Lord.
But yeah, no, I would. I would lose weight if I had a wife because I mean we would eat healthier. You know,
you wouldn't have to eat out all the time.
You know, there would be a plan and a vision in place. So, yeah.
Well, we're gonna help Rob find a wife. Maybe get that other kid. I want neither. I just want to lose the weight, so I'm good without all the extra. I'm just gonna work on losing the weight. He's sitting here. What did he say? You know, I do not actually. I am very happy. I just got what you said. It took my ears a minute to catch on to that. I'm very happy, y'all. I love my single life. I'm married to all other aspects of business and kids, and
she's available for dates this year.
Yeah, I'll consider it. It's gonna take a lot. Okay, we gotta wrap things up here. We gotta keep things moving here on the Urban Impact Show. We will come back. You will see a very familiar face. We're gonna have a conversation about what this month has to bring and how you can be involved. We will be right back with Urban Impact Show. Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show, where we have our first guest, a very familiar face.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that was fun to say.
Man.
I've got our first guest here on the Urban Impact Show, our first guest of 2023. Very familiar face. You all know and love him. Some of y'all might talk about him, but we still love him. Robert Johnson.
Talk,
I know they do. That's why I said it. Rob Johnson. Hey, we want to talk a little bit about what you got going this year. I'm going to take a few minutes and just be biased here for a minute. So this probably is not like the good etiquette of like when you're interviewing a guest, because I have some bias in this particular guest that I'm interviewing today. But Rob has such a giving heart, and the work that he does in our community and how he steps up and he shows up and he's present and he's there. And he is there. And even if he's bringing Eli, he's there. And so that's one thing that I appreciate about you. And so I just want to talk a little bit about what you're doing, because you have a birthday this month.
Yep.
So what's going on?
I turned 35 this year, and I am just like last January, we gave away gas, and we're gonna do it again. Every year that I can do it, to honor my mom, honor God, honor my son and my family. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen, man. If you get a phone call from me this month, answer the phone, because I am asking for money from everybody. It's so funny how many voicemails I've left so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll be able to make some announcements about where we're gonna be and stuff like that. We gotta sit down and discuss how we want to drop the location, because I feel like I immaturely dropped the ball last year on how we did it, and so we got to restructure it. Yeah, shout out to Courtney Perry, who's going to be helping organize how we get all of this stuff done. So, that's it, man. Come out January 21st. Free gas. Goal is $15,000, and we would really love if you would help us meet that goal. We've gotten some commitments already, and so we would love if I'll take 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you can give. We'll post a link, and whatever you can give, let's make it happen.
Why is this so important to you? You this is your second year doing this event. You continue to do things where it's giving. Why do this on your birthday? If you're selfish like me, it's my day, so I'm really not trying to spend it with too many people. Shout out to my sister for what she did this last year. But tell me a little bit about why this is important to you.
Honestly, because it's not about me, to be honest. I think that's why I do it. You know, I've spent the last 34 years, doing stuff to celebrate me, and then the first year, my son is on his way. My mom, it was just a lot going on.
Right.
And people were in need, so we said, look, let's do it. Let's give away some gas. I called you and some other friends, and we made it happen.
We did. It was cold, but we made it happen.
It was one of the coldest days in Iowa.
Yes.
And I'm honestly still shocked by how we did it.
Yeah.
Like it just unfolded, and nothing went according to plan. Nothing went according to plan, but 100 families walked away with a free tank of gas that day. One family walked away with gas to keep their generator going since their house burnt down. It was a lot.
Yeah.
When we did this toy drive, I was brought to tears by this young lady who she had gotten there early, and she was in line. And I was telling everybody, hey, there's enough toys. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to wait in line.
Right.
And they was like, no, we're waiting in line. And so I said, okay, no problem. And so this young lady, when she got done, she was walking out with a big bag of toys, right? Like it was like she had went to Walmart and she had a big black garbage bag of toys. And she on her way home, she stops at the door and she was like, I just want to say thank you to y'all because you have no idea how hard it's been for us to get through this year.
Yeah.
So, no, it's moments like that, man. Like, I'm blessed to be honest. I ain't got all the money in the world, but I mean, God keeps on making a way.
Yes.
Even when times get a little rough for me, God shows up for me, and so, Yeah, no. Shout out to the people around me.
Yeah, well, you can donate. I found out that we have that information up there on our page now, so you can donate now to this gas drive. And I have to ask you this question because I think you get this sometimes every year when you do this. There are going to be some people who will wait in line and they might not get gas.
Oh yeah, that's
Can you just
guaranteed.
talk just a little bit about that? Because I think that people are under the impression sometimes when these events happen, that means that every single person in line is going to be able to receive gas.
Yeah, no, it's while supplies last. And so I can't control that.
Right.
But what I can control is trying to make sure that we're doing it in an organized fashion. But once we run out, there's honestly nothing else I can do. You know, if we raise this 15,000, or when we raise this 15,000, we can put $1,000 on every pump at this gas station, with a little bit of extra in there for the other stuff that we got to do, and once we're out, we're out. Like there's nothing else that we can do.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, we can't save the world. We're not billionaires.
Right.
Now, if we had $1 billion, you know, we may be
going
able
all
to.
day.
You know,
Yeah.
we may be able to do a whole lot.
Right.
You know, but unfortunately, we have limited resources, and so we can only do what we can do with limited resources. I mean, if somebody wants to give me $1 million, then we can go and pay a bunch of people's water bills, light bills, put groceries in people's houses, catch people up on rent and mortgage, fill people gas tanks up. I mean, I'm down for it.
Right.
Like, if you give me $1 million, I'm down to do it. So.
All right, well, I just want to repeat that one more time. The gas drive is happening for those, and it's while supplies last. So please know, you might be in that line. You may get gas, you may not, but it's while supplies last. So any last words you have for everyone about this event, why it's important, other ways you're celebrating your birthday on that day, and the date?
Thank you. That's it. That's January 21st. Thank you. Like, I want people to know. It's all about thank yous. Look out for Spades and Wings tournament that night at 6, location to be announced soon. Spades tournament, you can win some money. Wings tournament, submit your wings in, you can win some money. So, you know, I'm looking for a backyard vibe indoors. So, we're gonna make it happen.
All right, well, sounds good. You heard it first from Rob Johnson himself. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We're trying something a little bit new in
Yes.
the year. We're having certain sections of segments of the show, and this segment is about Black businesses. And so today we want to talk with DeWanna and highlight two of her Black businesses.
Yes.
So you want to tell our our audience what your two businesses are?
Yeah, so I have restaurant business that I work with my father with. It's Ruby B's Kitchen and Catering. And then also Iowa Urban Media, which is a Black-owned by myself, a media company, which we have right now under that umbrella is Urban Impact Show and Urban Experience Magazine.
Let's jump into talking about Ruby D's, because you guys have a grand opening coming up. So how did Ruby D's start?
So we started Ruby B's Kitchen and Catering. My father, Roderick Bradley, just had been working with some family just trying to put it out there, you know. My great-grandmother, Ruby Parsons is her name, was very instrumental in our community. House is still there on 13th and University, where she would cook food for the community. And it was kind of from that, as my dad approached retirement, actually shout out to him, he's officially retired from the church as of today. And he wanted to really just do something with food. He loves food. He will tell you that, but we wanted to bring our family involved with it. And so he said, hey, we should do Ruby B's Kitchen and Catering. And so we've shifted. We started with some family. We've shifted, and we're still utilizing our family. Now we've brought in some friends into the mix with that. And we started out actually just doing some events. Went to kitchen spaces, catering events, and we still cater. We started doing some just catering events, got an opportunity to work with some chambers of commerce and business record and do some different things. And then we moved into kitchen spaces on 24th. I would recommend this space to people who don't have a brick and mortar yet, but they want to just, you know, have a place. It is, right by in the Drake area. You can, it's a commercial kitchen, so you can rent space there, make your food, get it served. People can come buy food from there. So we were doing that for quite a bit of time, but it was always our prayer and our heart's desire to have something that we could be in, because people, when they eat, they want to sit.
They don't want to always just come and go.
Exactly. And for us, what we were doing was they were just coming and going. You'd order your food, you'd get it, you'd have a little small talk, then we'd leave. So we finally got this awesome opportunity. Shout out to Cash Savers, because I don't know if this has been done with a Black-owned business before, but we are going to be at Cash Savers now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, out on the south side, Fluor Drive, 4121 Fluor Drive. We will start next Sunday with our first Soul Food Sunday. We will not be open on Mondays, but we will be open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 6 p.m.
So people have time after church to come and chill. You know, I think that's the biggest thing for our city. Like, we don't have just one direct soul food spot. So that's like what I'm excited about. You know, Sundays you may not feel like cooking, but you want some good soul food. So I think that's awesome that you guys are bringing that to the city. What's the menu like?
We are. So the menu, we have pork and beef ribs, which has really been popular because not everyone is pork eaters, so we offer beef ribs as well. We have mac and cheese, we have collard greens, we have banana pudding, we have peach cobbler. Yeah, we got peach cobbler. Shout out to my mom, she makes amazing peach cobblers, so we have that. We have spaghetti, we'll have meatloaf, we'll have kids meal for the kids. You know, we'll do a little like chicken tenders or something like that for the kids. Of course, we'll have fried chicken. I mean, gotta have the fried chicken. Dinner. I mean, this is a part of Sunday dinner. We'll have brisket. Probably during this time we'll have chitlins. I am not a fan. Sorry, Black folks. I'm just not a fan. I am not a fan, but my whole family right now, a lot of them are at the house eating chitlins. Not my thing. But we'll have those for a little bit. We will continue to cater too during this time. So we will have the business open, but we will still be open for catering as well. But now we'll just have a common space where we can do all of our cooking, have you pick up your catering if you want, or we can deliver it and serve for you. But we're looking forward to next Sunday.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's when we want people to show up. So please come support us next Sunday at Cash Savers for our first Soul Food Sunday.
Just a quick question. So with you guys starting at 11, is there breakfast in the morning?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So next on our Soul Food Sundays, we'll start at 2.
Okay.
That gives all of our family and friends time to attend church if they want to. That's something that's really near and dear to us. So on Sundays it will start at 2, but then Tuesday through Saturday will start at 11 a.m. Nothing breakfast yet, but I will say that we will be looking into some vegan options. We're not offering them yet, but I've been pushing that with my family just because soul food is good, but it's not your everyday food that you should eat constantly. And with me trying to just make some changes within my own just health, I think it's important to provide people with other options. So if you don't want the soul food, we can offer you vegan soul food or vegetarian soul food. And so we're working on that. We're not there, but that's where we want to get to.
Well, I'm excited. I plan to attend on Sunday, and I think the city needs a good soul food restaurant.
Yeah, so we're super excited.
You guys are bringing that. Now let's jump into talking about Iowa Urban Media. Tell us a little bit about when it started, what you do with Iowa Urban Media.
Yeah, so Iowa Urban Media came to be only because of the fact that I'm a big person on I'm going to talk about things for so long where I'm just going to do something about it. Nothing against mainstream media. I have friends who are in the media business who work for some of our larger KCCIs and all of the ones we have here. We know who they are. Love them, nothing against them, but I just got tired of watching the news where we always were talking about the latest shooting or the robbery that took place, and news just started to get depressing to me. And this is years ago that I started experiencing that, and I was just like, what would it look like to do something different? My dad had the Communicator newspaper, which Iowa Bystander, which was the oldest newspaper this side of Mississippi. He went into being a pastor, so he left that world, but he approached me back in 2015, I'll never forget it, and it was in December actually, 2014, and he said, hey, we should do this magazine. And I'm like, I'm teaching, I'm working right now. This is not the thing that I want to do. I do not want to do this. But the more he kind of pitched it to me, the more it made sense, is that we just needed something positive, just something.
For us.
Yeah, for us, when you look at it, you see us. And so I messed around with it for a little bit, but decided, we started the magazine immediately. So it came out February 2015, Urban Experience Magazine. And then by 2018, 17, just a little bit after that, I decided to start the media company because I always wanted to delve into media a little bit more with the magazine, and got blessed to have the Urban Impact Show be a part of that as well. So the media company is just doing things where you can see us, but it's positive.
What's some good direction for the media company this year in 2023?
Yeah, so for this year, we're looking forward to just growing what we have our hands on. So both of the things that I do, the Urban Experience magazine is monthly. A lot of people have always said, well, that's a lot to do. It is a lot to do. It's submission based. We're very small staffed, but people can see us coming out more frequently, coming out. We're trying to make the first week of the month our target date. I ask people always to show us grace because we're such a small staff that if I'm sick or my graphic designer's sick, that pushes everything back. So you can see us coming out with more, really targeting more of what we're focusing on, like February is Black History Month, March is Women's History Month and Reading Month. And so you're gonna see us start targeting those a little bit more. You're gonna see here with the Urban Impact Show, which I was not on my radar for the media company to be attached to. I always thought about doing things just myself and not doing this where we're every week. And that was a huge change for me to go from just putting the publication together for a month versus now being a part of week to week to week.
And it's pretty normal for you now.
It is. I've gotten used to it. I love this kind of stuff that we're doing. I think what you can expect from the Urban Impact Show is just for us to grow. We're going to try these things with these segments and getting some hosts to come in and fill, and working on our behind the scenes crew, getting them to help and grow. And so I think that's what you can see from. You're going to see more guests be on the show. You're going to see just I think a little bit of everything. But I think what you're gonna see is us not go away. So you're not gonna see Urban Impact Show or Urban Experience Magazine go away. Both of them are going to be there. The goal for this year is growth. I've finally realized I can't do everything myself. It's so sad for me to admit, but I can't do it on my own, and I need help. And it's because of you, Rob, and Madison, and Trey, and all the others we have on board, and for Hal for founding, the show. It's because of that this is. And so I'm looking forward now to just taking the things that have been given to me and just grow them, and to just tell our story in a way that makes us proud, but not in a way that makes us say, geez, well, I'm hearing about this again, or how come it's always us up there that looks bad? And so I really want to take it to another level.
We can control the narrative.
Yes.
Which is, I think, bigger in our community because so many things happen and we can't control our narrative. We just kind of have to go with it. And I think anytime you're growing something great, you have to bring in other people to help you because areas that you're not as strong in, somebody else, might be stronger and help you grow your brand. So I think that's exciting for, Iowa Urban Media to, you're not changing it too much, but we're just growing it.
We're just growing it. And the one thing that you mentioned was key, was change the narrative or be in charge of the narrative. And that's the reason why I keep the media company and I have it. I don't have to answer to anyone else that tells me, this is what you have to talk on. This is what you have to report on. This is how you have to say it. We're blessed here at Urban Impact Show. We just go with the flow. We are unscripted. We just talk. We have conversations. I don't want someone coming in and telling me how to run things. I enjoy being an entrepreneur. I enjoy being able to tell myself, like, this is what we're going to do. I'll take everyone's feedback, but I do enjoy not having some bigger person above me saying it has to go like this, and if you don't do it, then we won't fund you or we won't do that. Well, we've been blessed through Iowa Urban Media to really run things through advertising and having other people pour into what we do. And so I haven't had to answer to anyone higher up. And for me, that's the way I'll continue to do and operate business.
Well, awesome. I think, for anyone watching who has thought about, media or wanting to start their own media company, I would say reach out to Dwana because she's doing it and it's very successful. And, I think you'd have a lot to add to them. Anything else you want to share about your companies before we go into our break?
No, I just think anyone that's looking to do business or wanting to go into anything, I am a huge, will give you my time type of person. I will sit down and have conversations with you to talk to you about what I consider failures or times that I've fallen down and how I've gotten back up and how I've done this. It's not easy. And you get into it what you put into it. And I know there's been days I've put nothing into it because I just didn't want to do it. But every year when I think about leaving, someone reminds me why this work is important. So I'm always available to talk to people and help them on their journey as well.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Now we will go into our next break at the Urban Impact Show. We'll be right back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. If you want to send us money for this show, feel free to do so.
No, it's so funny you say that. Actually, I did give Madison a link to put out there for us. Yes.
If you want to give money to the show, please feel free to do so. In order for us to continue to do this, we definitely need your support. Also, help us spread the word about this show. Like, help us continue to boost this show, get views for this show. And if you enjoy it, thanks so much. I will say this segment as we go into it, I was vehemently against this. It took a lot of convincing for me to get to this point before I hand this over to Dawana. It took a lot, it took a year's worth of convincing for me to get to this point because we put a lot of work in getting this show to where it was before everybody kind of descended upon it and had it and got it to where it is now. But yeah, it took a while for me to get here, so I kind of stayed out of this as much as I could because this was the last remaining change of this show that I wanted to hold on to before it changed. And so I fought this tooth and nail and lost, but I lost for a good reason because I firmly believe that when you bring in people to grow, and if you don't accept that help or don't listen to that help, and there's no reason to have them around. And yes, Maddie, I argue with you every day. It's given. Like, we gonna argue. And that's okay. I don't even take it personal. Like, it's okay. Like, an argument with Madison for me is like waking up, brushing my teeth. Yeah. It's like a routine thing.
When we have these discussions again, we're gonna go back and play the record and say that, hey, it's tough.
And everybody, you can agree that change is hard, right? When you birth something and it comes to fruition,
baby.
It's hard to change. And Dawana was like, last year we got to change the logo, and I was like, no. So she was like, okay, I'm back away from this. Then she reintroduced it a little bit again. She was like, Rob, we need to have a conversation about the logo as we change. And I was like, okay, let's have a conversation. So we had this conversation. And then I was honest, right?
And I
said to her, we had our conversation that we have, and a part of that I'll share is just, it's difficult for me. This was hard for me. And when we made it public, when it finally became public, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, like, whew. Man, this is hard, right? And so as we do this is I'm okay. I'm okay now. I'm excited about what's coming. I'm welcoming what's coming. I'm looking forward to what's coming. Like Dawana said, I don't like somebody above me, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why Dawana and I work very well together, because I'm quick to be like, this mine. You know what I'm saying? And Dawana's like, Rob, come on, let's reel this back in, baby. Come on, Rob.
It's good to have a good relationship with the person that you're doing stuff with, though, too.
And the crazy part,
respect it.
The crazy part is that Dawana and I, there's moments where Dawana's like, okay, I see your point. There's moments where I'm like, okay, Dawana, I see your point. And it's never like a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it is, y'all would never know, right?
Because we do all that behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Okay?
Professionalism.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And so what I love about it is, like, we literally work together on
just about everything. I was like, I don't think there's.
They're gonna start thinking we go together.
Oh, they do. But just let's just say that. I get that all the time. They're like, do you Rob? Y'all? I'm like, he is my brother. Like that's why you see that closeness.
They're gonna start thinking we go together. They're gonna be like, oh, what y'all doing?
I get that all the time. You might not get that, but I get that from folks. They're like, have you thought about? I'm like, he's my brother. Like that's why we're so close. So
I haven't gotten it yet.
I have gotten it quite a few times.
Because we do work very well, and because the way we support each other, like the way we show up for each other. Yeah. Is also very noticeable as well. Like it's really tough to come in to sow some discord seeds there because it's like
right. But we always talk it out. I mean,
it's not like we agree all the time.
No, we don't.
Because I agree with Madison never. And like you and I agree 50% of the time, and then we talk it out.
Yeah.
Like Maddie and I argue every time we talk. Like there's no question about that.
And your life would
So.
be better if you just listened.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
I know how this goes, but what I knew about this logo thing is that I had to like bring
Ease it in.
and I had to bring it, and then I had to go, okay, let's go back, and then come back, and then I think my second approach was, hey, let's let the viewers decide. Like, let's just let it not be us that decides. Let's let the viewers decide. And then it was like, okay. And then I can remember when you called me and you were like, I just want you to know.
Listen, like,
It's like,
here's the deal.
I am really struggling with this. And
yeah.
it wasn't because it was a bad idea.
Correct.
It was just because it was like, there's change. And I always give credit where credit is due. There would be no Urban Impact show if there wasn't a Hal Dixon and a Rob Johnson. So I own that every time that, I talk about the Urban Impact show.
But where we are now, it wouldn't be where we are now had it not been for DeWanna coming on board, right?
And I appreciate that.
And that's where we are, right? Like where we are now, because I understood in order for us to grow the way we wanted to grow, from being in the closet studio with Matt, right? Like,
shout out to Matt.
No,
yes.
for real. Like, Matt held it down for years in this closet studio, right? And it's like, he did the best he could with everything we had, right? And then bringing on DeWanna, as you guys can see, like this show has grown exponentially. Things are moving, things are organized, viewers are happier, sponsors are happier, and so I think you have to admit that, like, hey, like
that it worked.
This was the best move for the show, right? And I threw it out there thinking that she wasn't going to say yes, but she was like, no, I'm for real. Like, I'm ready to go. I said, well, let's ride.
I wish I could show y'all my journal, because actually I didn't know what it was going to be. I was calling a show like my own name. Like, I'm going to do something myself, and I'm going to just put it out there because I love talking and having conversations. So it was in my journal. Like, shout out to Mike Todd. You don't know me, but I really like you, Pastor Mike Todd. And so he talked about, we should. I really do like Pastor Mike Todd. A Crazy Faith Journal is what I have, and I keep it with me every year, and I write in it about what my crazy faith thing is, what I'm gonna do with media company and personal and everything, and I write things down. And so this was in it, not knowing that it was Urban Impact show, but I was looking at doing something on my own. And so when you said that, you didn't know at the time, like, this is what I've written out for myself. So I was happy to. And it already
had the cameras, the structure, and everything.
Everything was there.
And I do gotta say this.
Yeah.
When I thought about this change and like DeWanna coming on, I knew that there were people that I really wanted to work with, like Brittany, right? Like, I remember Brittany and I, on the show that we did, and I said to her, I want to work with you. Like, I want us to do something together. And she was like, okay. And I was like, no, I'm for real.
I'm serious,
And I knew that I wanted Maddie, even though we argue all the time. Like, it was clear to me that I understood her value, right? And I knew that if somebody like her and I were working on the same team, there will be clear arguments, but it wouldn't be frivolous,
right?
It would be like, hey, this is where I'm thinking, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm thinking, this, and then decisions will have to be made from there. And so, I knew I wanted to work with Lou, like LaWanna, and then this year, shout out to Britt for bringing the other people that we'll talk about here at the end. But it was. I was very, like, in my mind, I already knew how I wanted this thing to go. So
and it worked out well. So
Dream team.
We did. It's been great for this last year, and I'm looking forward
to. You've done a great
to.
job, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking of me to be a part of something that just gets greater. Like this what we're doing just gets greater. And in doing that, a little change comes with that. And if you're like me too, I don't do well with change either, Rob. So it's not just you. I don't do well with it, but I know it's necessary in business for it to grow. And so what we did, we took the logos out there. We had 6 logos that we put out there on our page, and we shared it. I think between Rob and I's pages together, we can reach about 80,000 people. So we put all that information out there. We asked people.
Had a ton of people.
We did. We had a ton of people that responded. But you will laugh when you find out we had a tie. So all of the people who responded, logo number 3 and 5 were the most popular ones. So to break that tie, and only to break that tie, was I reached out to the staff of Urban Impact Show and said, hey, you all, give me your input about which one it is. And it was unanimous among the staff which one you liked. And so our new logo for 2023, which you'll be able to see, was logo number 5, which was picked. So shout out to that.
Shout out to our community.
Yes, shout out to our community for picking. Shout out to Nikki with Los, oh man, I can't believe I'm gonna say it wrong. Los Graphics, I think that is. Nikki is my designer. She'll kill me when she sees this and goes, you can't remember the name of my business. I will put it up I'll have Maddie put it up on the Facebook page, but we want to shout out to her for the logo. You'll see that with the microphone. I think that's who we are. And that's what we were using. You remember when we had the big microphones and when we're doing the show, and it worked out really well. So you're going to see that logo soon. We'll get that logo here, on our tables so you can see it. But I really want to thank the community for responding, because you didn't have to respond to the ask and giving us input on it. It was funny. Some people was like real detailed input. Like, I like number 3, but if you could take that and change this color into that, or
we just said.
I know, but I got some input. Like, I like number 5, but if you can change it to this color and do that.
I do like the fact that they were so invested.
Yeah.
They were.
They felt like, hey, I want to be, yeah. And which is encouraging because that lets us know folks is watching.
No, they are.
They watch.
They are. Shout out to y'all that gave me multiple.
No more. You know what I mean?
No.
We went from 50,000 to 64.2 thousand, and we're gonna go up.
We are.
100,000 this year.
We are. No, we are, and it's thanks to the collective efforts of us all, because we all take this, share it on your pages. We're encouraging you all to do the same things, just as you said, this grows because we share it. We're getting our YouTube up and going again so that we will be able to work on that side. Our website's going to be getting done so that it can be ready to go by February 1. So we're working on all of these different pieces to get this thing moving and going in a more professional, more way. And our segments are going to be new too this year. We're going to try this segments where each of us, are doing our own segments, talking to people, having conversations. Things will change up. We're going to highlight our black-owned businesses every Sunday. So black-owned businesses, we want to talk to you. We want to highlight you on the show. It's about a 10 to 12-minute segment, but Brittany's going to be leading that. I'm going to be talking to different people in our community, having dialogue with them. Rob's going to be having conversations with people in the community and doing some things. So I'm super excited that we're going to try this. And here's the thing, if we don't try it, we don't know how things are going to work. So that's the beauty of business. You try it. If you get great response, you keep it. If we think we need to change, we have the authority to change it when we want. So that's the beautiful part.
For viewers, if there's things that you're like, I liked it when you guys did that, or do more of this, or you guys did this last year, had this person on last year.
I did get feedback that they want another co-parenting show.
Oh, good.
I got that feedback. I got that feedback this weekend.
So we'll have to put it in
So we'll have to implement that. And
we will.
It was the number one thing they said to me was, y'all need to do another show on co-parenting. And they was like, and they said that they want a panel discussion.
Yes, I think that would be good.
That
guys and girls.
Yeah, that might be really great when we do people are going to see our community conversations. We're going to be having every 4th Sunday, we're going to be doing community conversations, and we're looking for topics. So I think that would be a great topic to have, the co-parenting piece of it. So we're moving forward.
Got some new guests. Some new hosts. We'll talk about them next week. That'll be the second Sunday of January. The month will be halfway over.
It will be. It will be the second Sunday. We'll have some new guests coming up.
I think we have next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too, because we have one more segment after this, don't we, Maddie? No, we're done. Okay, she's giving me the wrap up sign. Okay, then I need to say all of these things really, really quickly. Then she does say 0 minutes. I can't read. I'm gonna blame it on I don't have my glasses, y'all. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. Okay, I couldn't see that, so I didn't see the 0 minutes. I will say this though, we will have Sister Soul Fest. Can you tell us a little bit about what they're doing, and then I'll come back with the raffle we're going to do.
They're throwing a event for young artists called the Black Magic Gala, where artists are being able to bring their work, whether it's paintings, any type of creative that you're doing.
Right.
You can show it off there, and it's going to be an auction, so they can sell it there as well. It's going to be food, music, poetry. It's going to be a night of fun. And just to help fundraise for their actual Sister Soul Fest event in August. So we'll have them on next week, and then we're also going to actually raffle tickets here for you to get 2 tickets to attend the event.
So what we're asking you all to do, Maddie's going to put something up on our Facebook page, and what we're going to ask you to do is drop your name, follow the directions she gives you. We're going to pick 2 people's names, but we're actually giving away 4 tickets. Because if you're anything like me, I don't want to go to an event by myself. I want to bring someone. So we're going to choose 2 names in that raffle, but we're really giving away 4 tickets so that person can bring a guest with them. So make sure you check us out this week on our Facebook page to get a ticket to the event. So we're going to have that. And am I missing anything else? Changes, you're going to meet new hosts next week that will fill in. Anything else I'm trying to think of?
And if you are throwing your name in for the raffle, be live on our page during the episode so that you can get your tickets or you can win.
Right, so that we know that you're there. We would prefer you to be present. We don't want to be hunting down people that we might not know because we have so many viewers. So we want you to be present for that show. So make sure you join us next week. We will be kicking off Iowa Juneteenth as well. We'll talk a little bit about that next week. We've got an essay contest coming up for our 9th through 11th graders. And I think that's everything. Rob, am I forgetting anything? Any other reminders? We're good. All right.
On that roll.
We done it. Yeah. Enjoy your New Year day. Yes. Happy New Year from the Urban Impact Show, and enjoy your food this evening or whatever you're doing with your family. We'll see you next week.